Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. There's nothing on my craft desk today because I'm actually going to share my craft room, my gorgeous crafty space. I just recently moved into this new space, so it's still got a little bit of tweaking to be done. This big bookcase at the back there is mainly retired stamp sets and dies, but ones I don't really want to ever get rid of, and a few other bits and bobs from other crafty things. Then I've got my worky desk. So I've got my to-do list on there, my printer, my catalogues always beside me, and then I've got a pegboard with other bits and bobs on there. Moving along, I have my big Kallax unit here, and this area here is my paper storage for 12 by 12, and it still needs a little bit of tidying up as well. Then I've got my card storage area, and I will tell you more about that in a moment. Then my light is in the way. I've got my two cut and emboss machines there. Yes, I do have an old Sizzix one up there, an A4 one, never gets used, and my dear old daddy's teddy bear. Up here I've got a plate rack with my two Simply Scored boards in there, and my glass mat and 3 paper trimmers because I do classes. And then I've got some retired designer series paper and a project box up there, and then got things hidden away in these drawers and cupboards. And this is my go bag, and then I've got my other packs of card and my open white card that sits on top there. I have the most gorgeous junk journal created by Nigeza, and then I've got a little cubby in the corner there with some of my recent projects and a pile still to sort out. And I've got baskets along the bottom there for various other bits and bobs. And then actually onto my creative desk, and obviously you've got a bit of sunlight there, tried to shade that out, not working. But my Stampin' storage is here. Love my Stampin' storage. So I've got all of my ink pads in colour families with the blends to correspond with that. Probably should have shut the blind. And then I've got ribbons along at the top there as well, and a few other bits and bobs. Then I have this handy few bits and bobs at the side here. My Simply Chamois. I've got an old wide stamp case with adhesives in it, so that's my dimensionals, etc. Oh, I've got this gorgeous little bag that my friend Elaine Smith gave me. I will put a link to Elaine's picture tutorial for this gorgeous little bag, and chocolates inside. Then I've got this thing, which I think is supposed to be in a kitchen and have packets in it. But I've got my gems in here in no particular order, and some more adhesives in there, my glue dots and my tearing tape, and a couple of possible projects and some stamps. And because I'm a woman of a certain age, I've got another fan. So yes, these are all the bits I can just grab because they're right beside my Stampin' storage. Got my Stampin' Pierce mat there as well. Let me just tidy those back and give myself a row. Move that, obviously. There we go. Then I've got a pop-up bin here. We'll just move that out the way. I've got my colour wheel on my small pegboard there with all my bits and pieces that I use. So I will often, when I'm creating, I will just move that over so that it's there. It's got my multi-purpose liquid glue upside down, ready to go. And my favourite bits and bobs are in this. I think it was a candle glass, could be. Then over here I've got all of my current stamp sets. Now I've got a couple of Christmas ones at the far end there, out of reach for now, and then the ones at this end that are not in alphabetical order, because the rest are, is because I haven't used them yet. So I've got a couple of new embossing folders there to play with. Then I have, oh, you get to see me! Then I've got a basket here that has my dies in it. So other than my alphabet a la mode dies, which are in a stamp case, I keep all of my dies in their original packets on magnetic sheets in this little box here, and then I can just move that over when I'm looking for something. And then my embossing folders are at the end, and then I've got ephemera packs in stamp cases and whatnot at the back there too. Then I've got a little trolley with punches in the middle here. Those are my current punches, those are retired but beloved. Then I've got my blocks, my Stampin' Scrub, my embossing thingy, tiny little trimmer, and a few other bits and bobs. And then I do have another great big, you know, retired stamp sets to be sorted out. Next on my agenda is to put them into order and match them up with their dies. I've got some that are matched up with their dies, but not many. And then I've got that gorgeous wreath that was a recent kit. So, and then I quickly was by myself again. Then I do have a visitor chair, often has clothes on it, and that's us, we're back round. I'm not sharing this to be boastful. I am very much aware that it is a huge honour to have such a fabulous crafty space, and I'm absolutely delighted with it, although I'm still tweaking and I still have 2 piles of stuff to sort out. But I thought you might like to see where I get creative. And oh yeah, I forgot, I was going to show you my paper storage. Bear with me. So this is how I store my card. Paper here, card here. Okay, and let me just pull one of those out. I have one for each of the colour families. So I've got subtles, brights, regals, neutrals, and in colours. And then this box here is actually retired card, and I like to use that for making prototypes. Then let's bring this over. Sorry for the shaky camera work here. And I've got, should have, names of each of the cards there. And I've got a couple of sheets, full sheets, and then I've got some scraps in there. So I keep all of my scraps in beside the actual colour. So if I know I'm wanting some Lost Lagoon card for a project, I can go in there and go, right, do I need a full sheet? No, I just need a little bit. Have I got a scrap big enough? Pull out the scraps and see what I've got before I decide I need to cut into a new sheet. And that really works for me. And then, as I say, down here, I've got another pack of, or partial pack there. So once I've finished the full sheets in here, I'll grab another one from there, and when that's running low, I will add that to my next order. So that's how I do that for my coloured card. For my white, I've got an open pack of thick and an open pack of normal, and I've also got very vanilla under there as well. But I also have this little pack here. So when I have created something and I've got some scraps left over, they go into this little pocket here. And this also really works for me because if I'm just doing a sentiment, I'll go in there and I'll find the smallest piece that will fit that sentiment, and then I have to do less trimming or no trimming at all. And then I will quite often have a card layer in there, but not at the moment, I don't think. So yeah, I always go to find my scraps first, see if I can work with that, and if I can't, then I'll go over there, grab that packet up there, grab a trimmer and cut one to size. So I hope you've enjoyed this video just with my little craft room tour, and a couple of little tips for how I store my ink pads with Stampin' Storage, and also how I store my card, my stamps and my dies, and a little peek at me too. Not the most flattering angle, is it? Never mind. If you have enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. And if I ever do a crafty tour again, I will make sure that I have a selfie stick so as not to be quite so wobbly. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, bye.